Hello, you're very welcome to the video today in which I will be talking about how I organise my closet. I'll be talking a little bit about how I maintain and clean my clothes as well, but the majority of this video will be about my organisation. Now this video was a suggestion from a viewer and I thought it was such a great idea that I couldn't wait to start filming it. But before I show you everything, remember to hit that like button, it really helps the channel out. And if you haven't done so already, do subscribe to the channel as well. I post new videos every week and subscribing will make sure you never miss one. Now I organise my closet in a few different ways. I have a rail that you can see beside me here, and this rail contains obviously all of the items I want to use for filming in a weekend, but also my most worn pieces. So my rail is basically a repository of what I wear most at that particular moment. So my trench coat has a permanent place at the moment because it is spring, obviously, and I live in Ireland, so it's very showery and there's lots of unexpected rainfall. So my trench is here all the time, and if it's not hanging on my rail, it will be hanging outside by the front door where I have a couple of hooks and I keep a lot of coats there as well. Aside from my rail, I also have two wardrobes, and that's kind of what I think of my spare wardrobe or my B-roll. Basically the stuff that I'm not wearing often at that particular time. But obviously I can't fit everything I own onto one rail, and so that's where everything else goes. It's into those two wardrobes. So it's really handy having that space. I'm very lucky that, you know, I have my own house, so I am able to use that extra storage for the items that I'm not using day to day. In addition to the rail and my wardrobes, I also have a chest of drawers. Now this one is shared between my boyfriend and I, and the first drawer is mainly sleepwear, pajamas, night dresses, and my leisure wear as well. So all of my leggings and my sports bras, things like that. I also have some wardrobe care items. So my debobbler is in the first drawer, as well as my lint rollers. So there's a big one and a small one. The second drawer is where I keep most of my pieces, and again, this is a drawer that I would use every day. So on the left side is my knitwear, my most worn knitwear, I should say, and on the right hand side is all of my denim. Now obviously it's spring, so my denim is in very high rotation at the moment, and everything you see in this drawer I'm using at the moment. So it consists of my A Goldie light wash blue jeans and my And Other Stories light wash blue jeans. I find light wash denim is such a useful thing to have in spring, and I'm using these pieces a lot. Normally my denim drawer also holds this, which is my cream jeans, but I'm using them at the moment for a video, so they are on the rail right now. I also store my denim skirt in this drawer and my high-waisted wide leg Next jeans that I'm wearing today. All of those go into that jeans drawer. On the left then I have my wool and cashmere knits, and again at the moment this little cashmere knit is on my rail and not in the drawer, but I should mention, and again this kind of crosses over into care, but I do not permanently store my knitwear on hangers, even these lovely soft velvet hangers. As soon as I'm finished using these for a video, I will take them off of the hanger and I will put them into that chest of drawers that you see here. So this one's permanent home is in that chest of drawers as well, and not in on a hanger on my rail or in the wardrobes. It's always in the chest of drawers, folded up beside the other knitwear. If I left it on the hanger too long, I would be afraid that the hanger would pull the shoulder out of shape. So that is why I would never store my knitwear on hangers, and why they're always folded up in the chest of drawers. I also have this little mini white chest of drawers that I'm not going to show you inside it, because basically it just has all of my socks and my underwear, mostly folded neatly, not all of it, but that is where I keep all of those bras, socks and underwear. So it's a very handy, useful little extra piece of storage, and one that doesn't take up too much space either. Now, when it comes to care, I do wash everything on a 40-degree wash, no higher than 40 degrees. And for my delicates, I would go no higher than 30 degrees and usually 20. If I am washing any of my delicate wool sweaters or my organic cotton sweaters, like my Leontine sweater, for example, I would always wash this on 20 degrees and then I would lay it flat out on the clothes horse. And something extremely useful was when I'm air drying my sweaters, having a dehumidifier on in the same room really speeds up the drying process. I remember the first time I washed my Leontine sweater, I got completely caught out. It just took ages to dry. After 3 days, it still wasn't dried and it started to smell damp. So I had to rush it to the dry cleaners to fix my mistake. But since I've started drying it in a room with the dehumidifier on at the same time, it dries away absolutely no problem, even in Ireland's damp climate. So having a dehumidifier on at the same time in your drying room is just a really useful tip that has changed the way I dry my clothes. I do hand wash some items, but very, very infrequently. And to be honest with you, I would reserve hand washing for something like my silks. Now, another thing I want to show you as well is for the delicate washes in my washing machine, so 20 to 30 degrees, I would always put my delicate items in one of these little net bags. I think they're also called guppy bags, but I'm not sure. Laundry bags anyway is what I call them. And you can see that this particular one has my silk pillowcase in it all ready to go and be washed. And it just prevents the garment from becoming misshapen. So every time I put any of my silk items or my knitted wool or cashmere items into the wash, I will always use wool detergent. I will always put them on the delicate cycle on my machine at no higher than 20 degrees Celsius. And last but by no means least, I will always put them into these laundry bags as well. As a last resort, I do use dry cleaning as well. So my curated blazer, which specifically on the tag says dry clean only, is currently at the dry cleaners. I really wouldn't want to take a chance with an item as precious as my curated blazer. It is lined in 100% silk and then the outer is wool. And it's a really beautiful, light, flowy wool weave. I do not want to take any chances with that blazer. I do not want to get it misshapen or to, shrink it in any way. And so that is why that blazer has gone down to be dry cleaned at the moment. So dry cleaning definitely has its place. It is obviously pricier than cleaning things yourself, but I definitely find that it has a place in my wardrobe care regime. So I thought I'd quickly show you the detergent that I use for my delicates. It's called Woolite. So this is it here. It says with keratin technology, and I have no idea what that is, to be honest with you. Well, I know what keratin is, but I have no idea why it's useful for delicate washes. Anyway, this is what I use for all of my delicate items. So my cashmere, my wool, and my cotton sweaters, and of course my silks as well. I'd always use this. I would not use any fabric softener in a delicate wash, but in a normal wash I do. And I'll show you what I use for a normal wash as well. So I'd use this guy here, Ecover. It says formulated to formulated to minimize the risk of allergies, which is really important to me because, to be honest with you, oh my God, I have had a reaction before when I've used detergents. So Persil, I remember, gave me the worst skin reaction I've ever experienced in my life. So since then, I have been really, really careful about what detergents I would use in my washing. And I find this is absolutely fine. It's never given me any problems whatsoever. And also it is cleaner for the environment. Now, like I say, on a normal cycle, so that is just kind of a mixed load at 40 degrees, I would use a fabric softener as well. And I just use these little Lenor Unstoppables. And I honestly wish you could smell this through the camera. If only you could. It is just beautiful. Ever since they brought these out, I have used them for every wash. I absolutely love them. And yeah, everything just smells really great when I use these. So yeah, and it acts as a fabric softener as well. So happy days. The last thing I would mention when it comes to wardrobe care is that I spot clean immediately and a lot. So anytime I get a mark or a stain on any of my clothes, I treat it straight away. And this is what I treat it with. So it's called Vanish Oxy Action, and oh my god, this works. It works on absolutely everything. This works on blood, it obviously works on mud, it works on grease even. As long as you treat everything immediately, it will take the stain off. So I absolutely love this. I always have 2 bottles in the house because when I run out of one, I want to have a stock in another bottle. I never want to run out of this stuff. That's how useful it is. So spot cleaning is really, really important and essential part of my clothing care as well. So that is it, a whistle-stop tour of how I care for, wash, dry and organise my wardrobe. I really hope this was useful for you, and I also maintain my wardrobe by decluttering it from time to time as well. So if you are interested to hear more about that, check out my wardrobe declutter video that I'll put here for you. Of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was interesting and useful for you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!